and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that I've been given the pleasure to introduce myself to you, I'm Vanessa and I, and welcome to the fam. So guys, today's reading is a really interesting one, and it is all about your next boyfriend or girlfriend. You guys, don't we just love readings? And another thing that I absolutely love is today's sponsor. Guys, today's sponsor is so near and dear to my heart because I have used them far before this sponsorship would have even been possible. Today's video is brought to you by Skillshare, an amazing online learning community with thousands of classes in design, business, and more. One of the classes that I'm watching right now that has helped me immensely with my tarot readings is the Speed Reading Mastery course, where I learned how to double my reading speed in 7 days. The teacher of this course is Jordan Harry. Little shout out to you, Jordan. I honestly don't know how I would be able to process as much information as I'm able to process now after partaking in this course. And this is just one of thousands of courses on Skillshare. So there is absolutely no shortage in being able to find teachers as well as classes that are just right for you. Guys, do not miss out on the opportunity to join over 7 million creators that are currently using Skillshare. You can join groups to learn with like-minded learners. You can give and receive feedback on projects, as well as speak directly to those who share the same interests as you do. And you guys, the best part is that I have the most amazing offer for you. You can gain a free 2-month unlimited access to the entire platform by just signing up with the link that I have provided below. And after that, Skillshare costs about $10 a month or so. But I started out just like you. I gave it a try. I watched a bunch of courses and found that it was of great value to me. So make sure that you do not miss out on this offer. Click the link down below and sign up for your free trial. So guys, regarding the crystals, we have the following groups. We have the Smoky Quartz, we have the Diopside, we have the Amazonite, as well as the Howlite. So for all of you who are new to my channel, this is how it works. You pick one of the 4 crystals, whichever one that you feel resonates really well with you, that you intuitively feel drawn to, and then pick the timestamp that correlates to your crystal. The timestamps can be found in the description box as well as in the comment section. That way, once you have made your choice, you can fast forward to watch your reading. Because you guys, my channel is all about that simplicity as well as providing you with value. You see, you choose, you click, you listen. So let's get right into it. I'm going to be starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the Smoky Quartz. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Smoky Quartz group number 1. So I'm going to get into your reading. I have 3 decks that will help me intuitively figure out exactly who this person is that is going to sweep you off your feet, so you know exactly what to look out for and what to look forward to. So let's get right into it. First and foremost, we have Justice. So in Justice, one thing that I see here is that this person is very much truth-loving, if that is even a word. They like to have clarity. They like to be in a position where they know exactly what is going on, and trust is one thing that is so important to them. So your future boyfriend or girlfriend is not somebody who is okay with anything happening behind the scenes that they are not aware of. They want to know everything. They want to know what you ate yesterday morning. They want to know your favorite color. They want to know the name of your first pet, which sounds like a password recovery question, but yeah, they're that kind of person. They want to know absolutely everything about you, and they're very much interested in all the little details. Moving further into reading, we have the Ace of Shells. So in the Ace of Shells, I see that your future boyfriend / girlfriend is somebody who is generally a very joyful person. They're also a very abundant person, which means that they might be well off, they might have a really good job, but they may also just be somebody who has abundance in their life, as to where emotional fulfillment is something that comes easily and is something that just surrounds them constantly. Then in the shadow, I want you to know here that they're super ambitious and they're not afraid to elbow people out of the way to get to where they want to go. So obviously that is, how should I say, they have a very competitive edge, and that is not something you want to be confronted with if you're going head to head with them, say for a job, maybe for some sort of opportunity. But being in a relationship with this person just basically means that you have a very strong player on your team. You have somebody who is going to do what it takes in order to ensure success. So self-empowerment is something that they preach. It's something that they're really good at because they've probably always had to just motivate themselves. They probably never had that cheerleader in their life that really gave them the confidence to do what they needed to do. So at some point they realized, hey, like if I don't motivate myself, nobody else will, and that's when they became who they are today. Then in the Queen of Acorns, I see here that there's someone who is very much creative. There's somebody who is passionate, okay? And when they're passionate about something, they're completely immersed in it. And this has a lot to do with justice, the fact that, you know, just having clarity and knowing every little detail is important to them. It ties in so well with the Queen of Acorns because it just shows that that love for detail, that sort of eye for detail that they have just transcends into any venture that they immerse themselves into creatively. So they probably are the kind of person who creates amazing work, who is able to make something where you're just like, wow, like you really made this, you really drew this, you really wrote this, you know what I mean? So they're the kind of person that probably surprises you in many different ways. Then we have the Sacred Journey as well as the Search. So right now in the Search, they're definitely sort of lonely. They're definitely in a situation where they're unsure how to move forward because they're very much prepared for love. They're very much prepared for romance. And they may have been put in this situation not because they wanted to be in this situation where they're single, but maybe their ex cheated on them, left them, just put them in a situation where they were vulnerable, where they felt lost and confused. And right now, the lost feeling as well as the confusion has passed. They have dealt with it, they're over it, but they still feel kind of lonely. They still feel kind of like, okay, I'm ready now to be with somebody again. And in the Sacred Journey, I want you to know that family right now is very important to them. So your future boyfriend slash girlfriend is somebody who values family time, who knows that at the end of the day, even if a relationship doesn't work out, friends and family will be there, hopefully. I mean, that is not the case for everybody, but they do have a handful of people that they can truly rely on. And this has helped them through various life cycles. This has helped them through various situations to become the person that they are today. So yes, they may not have had a cheerleader at like every little step of the way, and they had to learn a lot of things themselves, but at the end of the day, they do still have a handful of people where they could open up to. Another thing here in the shadow is that they may have kept a lot of their insecurities to themselves, and what that may show is just the fact that maybe on the exterior they're very confident, they don't let on when they're wrong or when they don't know what they're doing, but then when it comes to who they are on the inside, they do have their little insecurities. They do have the things that they're unsure of and that they're afraid to show the world. So vulnerability is not their strong suit, group number one. Then we have a Get Clear. So in Get Clear, one thing that I see here is that for them, it is so essential to know exactly what is going on within the relationship. So they are not here for a wishy-washy, let's see, let's try kind of relationship. No, they want to know where you're heading, what your goals are, and just basically how the future looks. They're not the kind of let's try, let's see person. If you've dated, then you might have come across this kind of person, or maybe you are this person, and oftentimes that is just a sign that maybe the person isn't ready when they say let's just see where it goes, or they don't want a serious relationship. Because if you wanted a serious relationship and you knew what you were doing and where you wanted to go, then there wouldn't have to be a maybe, now would there? So look out for that if you feel like you're not 100% sure whether a relationship is right for you, because that is one thing that they will not be a fan of, group number one. Then next we have alternatives. So they're definitely somebody who isn't like everyone else. They definitely have their own way of doing things, which may show in their exterior side as well. So oftentimes people who are very eccentric, oftentimes people who aren't afraid to be themselves, even if that's very unconventional, it shows in some way or shape on the outside. Not always, but often, okay? It shows in the fact that they dress however they feel like dressing, they style their hair, they do their makeup, they have their nails done in a way that is different from other people without caring if that may put somebody off or if that may rub someone the wrong way, or if that may trigger any sort of reaction. So that is just one thing that you can look out for that would be a sign as to whether this person is your next boyfriend or girlfriend. How do they carry themselves? Are they different, or do you feel like they're trying more to conform? Then we have seek seclusion. So I definitely see here that your next boyfriend, girlfriend is somebody who likes to be by themselves. They're a very introverted kind of person. They're somebody who doesn't like to be in big crowds. They don't like to hang around a lot of people. They prefer to just stay in and chill, watch some Netflix, have some food. They're just the kind of person who likes to be alone, who likes one-on-one conversation. So you probably will not find them being the center of attention at a party. You probably will not find them wanting any sort of attention from a lot of people. The only person that they want attention from is you, and that is the beginning and the end of it. Then we have the 8 of acorns as well as the 6 of feathers. So we do have 2 acorns here, which leads me to think that this person may be of a fire sign or just has that kind of outgoing energy. In the 8 of acorns, I see here that they're somebody who has a lot of energy, but in the right moment. So they may be lazy with a lot of different things, such as tidying up, such as getting chores done, such as doing work that isn't goal oriented, okay? They want to put in action, put in strength when they can see instant gratification. They're not the kind of person who wants to work up to something for a very, very long time to then maybe succeed, maybe not. So they really love instant gratification, which could be a little bit of a downfall when it comes to certain areas of life. However, in the 6 of feathers, I do see here that they have insight about that, okay? They're very realistic. They're somebody who knows who they are, and they're not going to sugarcoat it. They're also not going to pretend like they're somebody else. They're very much knowledgeable over the fact that they have their challenges, they have the things that they're good at, and that is who they are. So they have learned to love and accept themselves over the years, over the period of time where they may have been left to just use their own resources to be their own cheerleader. And right now they're in a place where they're accepting, where, as I said, they're that ray of light. They're very joyful, and they don't have time for any sort of negativity. They went through a rough, dark patch at an earlier point in their life, but they're over that now and they're ready for love. They're lonely right now. They want to be together. They want to be in this romantically and emotionally fulfilling connection. So group number 1, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that it gave you insight and maybe a little bit of peace of mind. Let me know down below what really hit home and what really kind of surprised you, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number 2, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Diopside group number 2, and I want to move straight into your reading about who your future boyfriend, girlfriend is going to be. So just relax, lean back, and let's sip this piping hot tea together. First and foremost, we have the 7 of shells. So in the 7 of shells, they could of course be of a water sign, but one thing that I see here is that they're the kind of person who is ambitious and who has a lot of options in life. So they're in a very fortunate position right now, and they're one who knows that they're in a fortunate position, though. They're not the type to take anything for granted. Then in the 4 of feathers, one thing that I see here is that they're somebody who loves their sleep. Okay, group number 2, if you like to sleep, you two are probably a match made in heaven. They love to just rest and take time to recuperate, which leads me to feel as though their job might be very demanding. So yes, it gives them a lot of opportunity and choices as to where they go in life, but at the same time, it also takes a lot out of them. So what they need is a partner who understands, a partner who gets that sometimes they just need a little bit of time to do nothing and to maybe also be by themselves. Then we have the Queen of Feathers. So in the Queen of Feathers, I see here that perception is really important to them. So They do not just rely on anybody's word. They do not just rely on what people tell them. Your future boyfriend or girlfriend is somebody who actually looks at people's actions and behavior and then decides what the truth is. So they have probably been deceived many times in the past to the point where trusting is not something that will happen very easily. They need you to prove that you're trustworthy. They need you to show that you're somebody who keeps their word and somebody who is truthful and not a big fat liar. So then we have the Page of Shells. So we have 2 cards that correlate to the shells, which is the water suit, and then we have here 2 feathers which correlate to air signs. So we have kind of like a balance here between emotion as well as mental and / intellectual kind of areas. So in the Page of Shells, one thing that I see here is that following their intuition is one thing that they do when they decide what is true and what is an illusion or what is a lie. So they're very much connected to what feels right, to their instinct, their intuition, and they also allow their intuition to inspire them. They allow their intuition to lead the way in their life, and they're not a fan of anybody who tries to say that there's no logic in it. They're the kind of person who, in their mind, if it feels right, then that's all that matters. Then we have the Night Wind. So in the Night Wind here, I see that they're still going through a lot of healing. I see that they're still going through a lot of subconscious releasing and facing these fears that are coming up while they're healing. So group number 2, your future partner may have been hurt really badly in the past to the point where they don't feel like they can trust anyone, especially when it comes to these lies that we spoke about earlier, and they're just very fearful with anyone that they get with that they might be hurt again. This may result in them being a little bit more distant than you would like, or them just being a little bit more fearful to open up than you would really want them to be. But give them time, group number 2. Know that there's a reason why they're like this, and we all go through different things, and those things can have different types of impacts on us. Then we have the Tree of Life. So in the Tree of Life, one thing that I see here is that they probably want a family sooner rather than later. Your future boyfriend or girlfriend is going to stay in this relationship for a very long time if they see that happening with you, if they feel like they can really start this dream of a family together. But if they feel as though you're not the right one, they're not really going to bring it up. They're not really going to give it the time of the day because they know that they're not going to want to stay in this relationship for a prolonged amount of time either. So that's just a little pointer for you to know how things are going within the relationship. And they're also one who just likes to create in general. So not just creating a new life, but creating things as in drawings, paintings, music. They like to come up with things and bring new things into this world that they feel like they can be proud of, group number 2. And then we have a Grateful. So gratefulness is one thing that is a must for your future boyfriend or girlfriend. One thing that they cannot stand is when somebody seems ungrateful, when somebody seems as though they're not happy with what life has to offer. So this leads me to feel that they have been through so much, that they have experienced such a tough sort of childhood or maybe teenager time where they had to go without sometimes, or where they firsthand experienced how life can be if you're going through something emotionally in your family or financially, and just knowing how ungrateful some people may make a situation be. That is something that they can't deal with. They cannot deal with people complaining about first world problems, and obviously that does not diminish those problems. That does not mean that those problems aren't valid, but to them, they feel as though nobody who is dealing with little things should be complaining in the first place. That is their mindset. Then we have the Enchanted Forest. So in the Enchanted Forest, I see that there's somebody who is very mysterious. I see that there's somebody that you kind of don't know where you're at for a very long time until you've gotten to know them. Then we have A Winter's End. So another thing that I see here is that they're the kind of person who warms up after this sort of like winter streak, okay? So they might give you a little bit of a cold shoulder first, or they might be a little bit more distant than you would like them to be, but once that has ended, they're ready to show a completely fresh and different side of themselves. So how you meet them is not how they're going to be throughout the relationship, is not who they are, but at the same time, it's like it takes time for you to figure out really who they are. And that is mostly because they keep themselves, their deepest, darkest secrets, as well as just who they are as a person, as a secret, because they have been taken advantage of before, because they have been in a situation where they have been deeply hurt due to opening up, and they don't want that anymore, obviously. Then we have a replenish. So in replenish, we have, again, kind of like this need of sanctuary, this need of rest, this need of getting back all the strength that may have been drained. And then in give back, we have a situation where they're somebody who is very giving, very charitable. There's someone who does anything that they can for the people who they love. So group number 2, your future boyfriend or girlfriend really puts a lot of value on giving back, on doing something selflessly, and just allowing yourself to not expect somebody to give you anything in return for the actions that you provide. So that is one thing that they believe in. That is one thing that they feel is good karma. And in replenish, once again, they need a time out. So they've been through so much, and work is probably so hectic for them that they like to spend a lot of time doing nothing. So group number 2, doing nothing is something that can be really easy for some people and really hard for others. Know that your future boyfriend or girlfriend needs this, and you just have to leave them alone, okay? Even if you're in the mood to do something, they don't want that sort of hectic lifestyle. They don't want somebody who's pushing them. They want somebody who allows them to rest and recuperate when they have to get that rest and recuperation to be able to perform the next day, the next week, whenever, at work or in school, whatever it is that they're doing. They know they have to be on their A game, and they are not going to let anybody get in between them and that success. So group number 2, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that it gave you insight on who this person is, what they're like, and that you feel like you know a little more about your future boyfriend or girlfriend after watching this video. So if you enjoyed it, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Amazonite group number 3. So I want to get straight into your reading about who your future boyfriend or girlfriend is. We're going to be doing this completely intuitively. So lean back and enjoy this piping hot tea as we begin to figure out what this person is all about. So first and foremost, we have the Page of Acorns. So they're probably on the younger side, not younger than you, but more young, okay? They have a very fresh kind of energy. So even if they are a little bit older than you, they don't seem like the kind of person who is boring. They seem like somebody who is always a breath of fresh air. And I see here that they have maintained this through the fact that they're so enthusiastic, that they're always willing to try something new, always willing to discover something new, and they're kind of fearless, and that almost in a naive way, or at least that is what they allow people to think. They allow people to think that they're naive enough to try something new, but then, oh, all of a sudden, who just manifested a brand new house or a brand new car, or who just made it to the Nobel Prize Award? Okay, so obviously I'm making this sound a little bit dramatic, but you get what I mean. They act as if they're naive and they don't know what they're doing, but actually they know that trying everything is eventually going to result in amazing achievements. So then we have the Five of Shells. So in the Five of Shells, I see here that there's somebody who is always hopeful. They never give up, okay? And that is one quality that they sort of inspire you with. That is one quality that you really love about them. And in readjustment, no matter what life throws at them, they always find a way to get back on their feet. They've always found a way in the past to make things okay. And so that means that they've most likely been through a lot of situations that were challenging, and they learned that quitters never win and winners never quit. That is just one motto that they live their life by. Then we have the Three of Acorns, as well as the Knight of Acorns. Okay, so we have a lot of acorns here, which correlates to the fire signs, which there is a lot of fiery energy around here. This may be your future boyfriend, girlfriend. This may be you. Either way, here in the Knight of Acorns, I see that they're very driven. They always want to be doing something. They are a very restless kind of person. And in the Three of Acorns, I see that they love to explore. They don't want to be that person that just sits around, and allows life to come to them. No, they go out and get life. They go out and make things happen. They have never felt as though life would come and give them what they wanted. They've always known that they had to work hard in order to accomplish the things that they desire and in order to get anywhere in life, really. So in the Knight of Acorns, I want you to know that this sort of restless energy can also be a little bit irritating, especially being in a relationship with this person. If you're somebody who likes to be a bit more relaxed and chill, who likes a little Sunday at home lying in bed, this may irritate you to the point where that's like your main point of contention, okay? The fact that they're constantly on their feet, constantly bugging you to do something, and sometimes you just want to cuddle, okay? You just want to be in bed and eat like some cake, have a little bit of ice cream, and watch your favorite show. Then we have thinking of you. So your future boyfriend and girlfriend, this is a message from them. They're 100% thinking about you and looking forward to you coming into their life. This is something that they've been waiting for. This is something that they've been craving, and they're just so happy for this to happen. They're just so looking forward to being able to cherish you, to take care of you emotionally, maybe even financially, and to just be the rock on your side, to just be the person that you can always count on. Then in healing, one thing that I see here is that they will help you to reconnect and to heal. Your future boyfriend or girlfriend could really be your twin flame. Group number 3, this is somebody who cares deeply about you and who wants to nurture you back to where you once used to be. So if you've been hurt really badly by friends, family, or another romantic relationship, know that they want to be the one who is different. They want to be the one that makes a change and that doesn't allow this to happen to you again. They're going to sort of take your heart and cherish it and give it so much love and make sure that it never falls or breaks. That is just not them. That is not their style. They are not the kind of person who would ever want to leave somebody else heartbroken. So they do deeply care when it comes to that. Then we have a reawaken. So they will definitely open up a whole new chapter for you. So there may be a side of you that where you thought this chapter is closed. Maybe you thought the chapter is closed as to liking boys or girls, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, I actually really like this person. Or you may think to yourself, your partying days are over and they take you to a lot of festivities and parties and get you back to where you used to be that you thought you were over. So group number 3, allow yourself to just be a part of this ride. As I said, they don't have any malicious intent. At the end of the day, they do want the best for you. And if that means that they encourage you to live a little, group number 3, live a little. You just need to sometimes grab that little breath of fresh air, especially if the air that you have been inhaling has been stagnant, just 9 to 5 working, coming home, doing the same thing, eating the same thing, seeing the same people. This is the breath of fresh air that you need. Then we have a replenish. So in replenish, one thing that I see here is that it's very important for them to make sure that everything is in order financially. So they're the kind of person who does not like to just allow things up to like chance. They don't like to just see how things go. They like to plan ahead. They know how important it is to make your bed the way you want it because you will eventually have to lay in it. So they're very much aware of being mature, of taking care of things in the earthly realms, and they're not the kind of person who would just neglect that, okay? They're very anal. Am I even allowed to say that? I don't know. They're very anal about that kind of thing, and they just want to make sure that everything is set up for success and everything is set up for stability. Then we have the 6 of Feathers as well as the Emperor. So in the Emperor, I see somebody who is very mature. I see somebody who is also very outgoing, where people kind of stop and stare, okay? When this person enters the room, they make an impact. They have an impact on the mood. They have an impact on the people there. They're probably intimidating. They're probably the kind of person where people do not want to speak to them because they are maybe of a high rank at work, or they're somebody who has accomplished a lot, and it is intimidating to people who feel as though maybe they're not quite worthy, or maybe they're going to get judged by your future girlfriend or boyfriend. And in the Six of Feathers, I want you to know that they've just like gone through so much of a transition that they're not even aware of that. So they may have been the person that was picked on in the past. They may have been the person who was not as fortunate or not as successful as they are now. So to them, they don't even realize what is going on. They just see them as themselves. So they're the kind of person who does not make a difference socially between somebody who has this job and somebody who has that job, or somebody who comes from this kind of social background and someone who comes from that kind of social background. It doesn't matter to them. They're friends with people of all walks of life. They do not discriminate. Your future husband and wife is very much all for equality. They don't believe in inequality. They don't believe in the fact that, you know, people have been made for one person to be valued more over another. They are the kind of person who will fight for equality till the end if they need to, and even though they may not be somebody who is, say, part of the LGBTQ community, that does not mean that they don't emphasize, that does not mean that they don't want to support. So that is just one example. They may be very passionate about environmental causes. They may be very passionate about, you know, clean drinking water for everybody in this world. Either way, their main goal is equality, and that is one thing that a lot of people look up to them for, and they continuously inspire people day by day with their personal strength. So group number 3, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. If you did, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in one of my upcoming readings. Hello group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Howlite group number 4, and I just want to get a little up close and personal real quick. This is such a beautiful, like, marble-esque kind of stone. I need to show you, yeah, so gorgeous. So I want to move straight into your reading about who your future girlfriend, boyfriend is going to be. So lean back, relax, let's sip this tea that has just jumped right out of my pile of cards. So we have the Traveler, Strength, as well as the Two of Shells. So one thing that I see here is that there's somebody who has a lot of courage and someone who has a lot of endurance. That is one thing that I see in Strength. Another thing that I see is that financially they're probably very prosperous. 8 is the number of money, of financial abundance, so to say. And I want you to also know that they're probably a heavy weight at their work, if you can say so. They're the kind of person who definitely has big and high aspirations for themselves, and they will do whatever they need to do in order to get there. And in the Traveler, I want you to know that right now they're starting up something new. They're starting up something exciting, something that they don't know a lot about, but they have the courage, they have the confidence to go after this. So they may be starting their own side hustle, their own business, and they just see a lot of potential in this situation. And they're the kind of person who will take time to see through any sort of potential. In the Two of Shells, I see that their relationships are always very important to them. Your future boyfriend or girlfriend is one who finds it very important to be in a situation where the relationship is harmonious, where they feel as though they're getting value out of it. The most important thing to them is to be in a relationship that actually contributes to their happiness, that doesn't just add stress or drama or any of that kind of stuff. They want to make sure that they're getting positive reinforcement out of their relationship. So a little bit of ego stroking and so on is maybe what you will have to do to maintain the peace, as they could be kind of like a larger than life personality, but they don't mean it in a bad way. That's just who they have become from the success that they have acquired and from the strength and courage that they have showed in getting to where they need to go. And then we have the 8 of Feathers as well as the 4 of Crystals. So in the 4 of Crystals, one thing that I have here is that they may be a little bit controlling group number 4. I see that they may be the kind of person who always wants to know what you're doing, what you're up to, and might also want to know who's texting you when your phone lights up, just because they are very possessive over what they deem to be theirs. So not possessive in a very unhealthy and dangerous dangerous way, but they are a little bit jealous. And let's be real, love often has a little element of jealousy. It often has a little protective streak that is a part of it. And as long as it's nothing crazy, as long as you're not being locked up in a basement, I think it's pretty standard for a little bit of jealousy to be a part of love. Then in the Eight of Feathers, we have courage as well as solutions. So the Eight of Feathers just shows a side of them where they always try to find a solution to a problem. They're never afraid to put themselves out there, to think outside of the box in order to solve a problem, especially if it is a problem at their work, if it is a problem where they can do something in order to contribute to its solution. They will go to the end of the world to do so, okay? So group number 4, your future boyfriend or girlfriend is so ambitious, and they want to make sure that they continue maintaining the social status that comes with what they are currently doing. It is important to them how they are perceived by other people, and it is also important to them to make sure that, you know, they are kind of like in control about that social picture that they give off. I mean, the worst thing to them would be to find you going on a date with somebody else, even though you're in a relationship, and somebody else telling them, okay? So publicly being shamed, publicly being embarrassed, that is their worst nightmare. And then we have kindness. So overall, they are a very kind person, okay? Even though they have their faults, they have the things that they are working on, they're overall very kind. These are not things where they go completely crazy. They just have a little bit of like tendencies to be a little controlling, a little bit jealous, a little bit afraid of what others may think, but they don't let that stop what they want to do as a whole, okay? I think we all have a little bit of fears. I think we all have a little bit of worries when it comes to being with people in romantic relationships, especially in this day and age with social media making it just so easy to connect with other people and therefore also to cheat with other people. I think we should all be, you know, a little wary that things are a lot easier now than they have been in the past. Then we have nurture. So one thing that this person needs is a lot of nurturing and meditation. So in nurture, I want you to know that you may have to take on the role of the person who is nurturing your future partner. So they definitely feel as though they need someone who is there whenever they're down. They're definitely somebody who has had a situation arise where they didn't have anybody to nurture them, and now they want to make sure that that never happens again. And meditation is another thing that they practice in one form or another. They may not just sit down to meditate. They may be the type who likes to work out or likes to just read or just sit and contemplate their upcoming steps. Either way, they like a bit of quiet. They like a bit of peace and quiet, and they like to be the one who is sometimes the center of attention. Okay, they like attention, they won't admit it, but it is something that they crave from you, from their partner. Then moving further into your reading, we have lost love. So in lost love, one thing that I see here is that love has been lost before in their life, and it is their love that has been lost. It is their love that has been just spilt over the sidewalk as if it was nothing. And that is one thing that really left a lasting impression on your future boyfriend or girlfriend, group number 4. They don't want to be in that situation ever again, and it concerns them. That is something that they have had to heal from, that they have had to release, but they still have nightmares every now and then. They still have concerns. They still have situations where they ask themselves if they are really lovable enough. Then last but not least, we have a hidden path. So one thing that I see here is that there is a lot that they can see that other people cannot see. So they see a lot of beauty in situations. They see a lot of opportunity in different scenarios that other people just fail to view. Other people just fail to see that. And I want you to keep in mind that this is an amazing thing to have. Their sort of clairvoyance makes them very special and makes them the kind of person who has been able to accomplish such greatness in their life due to that. So due to the fact that they always see the glass as half full, they always see an opportunity where other people see misery and destruction, is how they have been able to maintain themselves as well as maintain the social status that they are enjoying today. So one thing that you want to watch out for, group number 4, with your future partner, is just kind of like giving them a reason not to trust you, or giving them any sort of sense of insecurity that you would maybe walk out on them, or that you would maybe go on dates or see other people while you're still in the phase of getting to know each other. They are definitely somebody who is kind of vulnerable and sensitive at the core. That is one thing that I see in the Two of Shells. Once they have decided on you, there is nothing that can shake that. They're the kind of person who wants to work through difficulties. They will never just throw a relationship away. And once you have made it to the point where they feel as though they want to be with you, they will stick to that plan. And it doesn't have to take a long time. It is just a feeling for them. When they feel as though like the time is right, they will say, okay, like this is it for me. And they require time and attention. They're the kind of person who might support you financially, or might support you in a way where, for instance, if you would like children and you would like to be the one who stays at home, they have absolutely no problem with that, but they want to be nurtured. They want to be the one who gets attention when they need attention. So they're almost like a little bit of a big baby sometimes, and that is probably because in public, when you're out and about, when you're doing things together, they're the one who is always present, mature, has one foot forward, is the one who is more outgoing, is the one who is more of the leader. So in their personal space, in their home life, they like to be the one who doesn't always need to make the decisions and who does not always have to lead. So group number 4, this is a reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that it gave you more insight about your future boyfriend or girlfriend. If it did, make sure that you let me know down below, as well as subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in one of my upcoming readings.